What is going on with you, YouTube? This is Regular Dave coming at you with another video. Quantum Break, the review. Normally I don't review games like this because by the time I'm done with the review, it's not really useful to anybody. But I was able to finish Quantum Break due to the length of the game, and I'm gonna tell you guys exactly what I thought about it and what all the things I liked and disliked in the game, because it's very polarizing. This is a polarizing game. Let's talk about it. First off, this game has the distinction as being the very first game that I've actually fallen asleep while playing. I'll touch on that a little later, so stick around for that. All right, man, let's talk about the visuals. Let's talk about the graphics. Now, if you let Xbox fans tell it this is the most beautiful game they've ever seen, that's not quite the case. It's a very good game. I do like the art style. The art style is very unique. There are some things that I didn't really like about the art style. One of them is a lot of times it shows some kind of break in time or whatever they were trying to show. The game gets a static. The game is just very staticky, as like if you had an old school TV and you had the rabbit ears on them and it just wasn't coming in quite right. The game gets a static, but it's done on purpose. I don't know if it's done to hide some, graphical things in the game or whatever, but the game can look very staticky. Now, the scenes they created look good. The time stutters. That's when things are like kind of stuck in time. It's very different. It's nothing like you've ever played before, and it looks very good. So, will this game blow your socks off graphically? No. Are the graphics a problem? The visual is a problem? Absolutely not. It does look good. It does look like it's worthy for the Xbox One I played it on. All right. Okay, let's talk about the main thing when playing a video game is the gameplay. If the gameplay is screwed up, the game's not good. I got some likes, I got some dislikes. Let's talk about the dislikes first. My first major gripe with the game when the very first time I started playing it was the cover system. It's an automatic cover system. There's no button to get in the cover. He automatically does it when he's behind an object, so you really can't trust it. Sometimes he gets in the cover in time for you not to get shot. Sometimes he doesn't. Didn't like that. I would like the option to get in the cover. I haven't played a game, I don't know when I've played a game where it's an automatic cover system, but I don't feel like that worked very well here. The next thing that I didn't like is I felt like some of the gameplay was tacked on, especially the traversal. Climbing the buildings, climbing the scaffolds, even the animations looked like the game wasn't made to be climbing around in the environment. When he jumps, he's very straight up and square. Doesn't look quite right a lot of the time because it looks like it was just kind of added on. Not sure why they took that route because other parts of the game were great. Also, the problem solving, they had some puzzles here. They weren't very difficult. They could have just left them out. They didn't really add a whole lot to the game. But let's talk about the good things. Enough of the bad. The action in this game is amazing. That's why I feel like they didn't need the traversal and all that, because the action in this game is amazing and it's epic. Something that I haven't really played before was how epic the action was from the rip. Now, let's be honest. In this game, if you're complaining about the action is only as epic as you make it yourself. If you're using all your abilities, doing all your moves, freezing time, running fast, doing melees, the action just looks dope, man. Somebody will walk in and say, what is this? That's when the game shines. That is the best part of this game. If they come out with a sequel, that's definitely what they need to focus on. I heard a lot of people say that they didn't like that you got your all your skills and advanced things you could do and powers early in the game, but that's one thing I like, man. When you get a skill, you want to use it for the length of the game, and that was one thing that I actually enjoyed that people didn't like. Now we're really gonna get into the meat and potatoes of this game and talk about the story, because that's really what this game is being marketed around. That is a huge slice of the pie, is the story of this game. I'm not gonna give you any spoilers away. Just know it involves time travel. The story can get somewhat confusing. I don't 100% like the way they told the story, and I'll explain. Now, this game is split up into cutscenes, gameplay, and live television series, like a live television show. And I can't say that it's done bad. The television show is good acting. It has a couple actors from The Wire in there. It's high production. It's not some hokey 2004 television show or early 90s television show. No, it's done well. It does feel very high quality. The story itself really wasn't captivating to me. It didn't give me the feels like the Last of Us, something like that. It didn't draw you in quite that much. It's not a television show that I would watch if there wasn't a game related to it. It wouldn't get my interest in that way, but it wasn't bad. The way they told the story that I really didn't like is a lot of the story is based around reading these emails, and these emails is part of the reason why I think there's a big discrepancy on how long people said it took them to beat the game. They have tons and tons of emails that help put the story together and fill in all the spaces, and it was a bad way to tell a story. The live television, good. Also, that is the reason why I went to sleep. It was late at night. I fell asleep on the television show. I'm not gonna lie. Not to say it was bad. I was tired, and you know what? The game wasn't engaging me. I took a quick snoozer. But all right, these emails. This is a part of the game that I really didn't like because it told a lot of the story. These emails are long. They could take minutes to read, maybe 4 minutes of nothing but email exchanges, and you got to figure out who sent this, who sent that. And I started at the beginning reading them, and by the end of the game, I was like, dude, I don't want to read this anymore. I don't want to sound full ignorant, but I'm playing a video game. I really don't care to read a 4 to 5 minute email. But if you want the full story and all the little parts, these emails are important. Now, if you're not paying attention, you can lose the story real quick. You can still get to the game without knowing exactly what the hell is going on. And there were parts where I wasn't paying attention to the TV show or whatever, and it got to a part where I was like, I'm not sure exactly what happened there, but I'm gonna keep playing through it. Now, let's talk about the length. I know a lot of people, it's up for debate. Is the game too long? Is it too short? My man Ricky, the 3-minute gamer, beat the game twice in one day. Beat it one time in, I think, 3.5 or 4 hours. Look, there's a variance on how long it takes. If you watch everything, read all the emails, it might take you 8 hours. I suck at video games, so it probably took me about 10 hours. But is it too short? Yeah, man. You shouldn't buy a game on a Tuesday and have it beat on a Wednesday. That's just too short for $60. I don't care what anybody says. The Order got heavily criticized for the length, and I feel like this game is in the same class as it's just not enough content here and definitely not enough gameplay. Now, I feel like at some point the community is going to have a debate or have a discussion on the price of these games. How can like a game like Grand Theft Auto 5 or Fallout be $60 and a game like this be $60? There has to be something to break that up. You know what? I'm gonna be real salty if they start selling some DLC for more, gameplay, because I don't feel like they gave you enough here to begin with. More action, more fighting, and this game would have rated a lot higher. So, final verdict: should you get it? Yeah, I think it's a good game. After all being said and done, I think it's a good game. Should you pay full price for it? I don't want to tell you. I don't want to be in your pockets like that. But if you toy with your money, then nah, wait for it to go on sale or rent it. But if you just looking for something to play and you want to beat a single player game and those are the kind of games you enjoy, you're definitely gonna get your money's worth from the action. The action is great. Everything else is what was lacking. All right, get active in the comments. Let me know you beat it, you playing it, you thinking about getting it. You don't got an Xbox and you can't play it or a PC. Get active in the comments and I'll get at you guys another time. Peace.